All right, so we're going to do the user feedback part 2. And now, just before we had the table output when the user uploaded the table, but now or what I want is a user feedback that says like after you press the upload button, we get some text that says your data has been uploaded. So there are actually two ways, or there are multiple ways of doing this, but Shiny comes with an easy way to do it. And that's using a function that Shiny comes with that's called show notification. So where I'm putting this function is within the observe event closure. That means every time our input start upload is run, this notification will also be run. And that input was, of course, this upload button. So we have show notification, and then what do we want? The content of the message says, right? Well, we want something dynamic, I think. I'll just do it like this. So something that tells the user like that their data was updated, not just like any data. So that means I want to give them their name back, like, oh, your data name was uploaded. So we already know that we can use the input list or whatever, and there we have an upload. That's the data that's been uploaded, and that has an object called name. Great. So in the paste 0, we'll take the string of input upload name, and then paste it together with the rest of the string. So we'll just say it was uploaded to the, well, I just say database, be a little bit cheeky. I mean, we don't really have a database. I say we just have a folder with data, but I mean, I think it's good enough. So that's pretty much it. And then we have one more thing to do, and that is, if we look here, there's type. So there's an argument for show notification called type. And if you read the specifications, it tells us that we can give different values for what color the notification has to be. So we have a message that's blue, warning that gives us a yellow, and error that's red. Well, it's just a message, so we'll just make it blue. So I'll say here, and I'll say type is message, like that. All right, I think that's good enough. So let's try running this. All right, everything goes. Let's just upload the empty cars data set. So now we press upload. And yeah, and down here to the bottom right, I don't know if you can see it, it's not very visible. It says empty cars.tsv was uploaded to the database. To database, it says. To database. The database, it should say. That's weird. Anyways, this is one thing I don't like about notification, or this exact function that Shiny has. I mean, it's barely noticeable. Even, I mean, like most, maybe we could make some styling to it, I don't know, but it's way down to the right, like farthest away from where the button that I just pressed is. It's not very big, it's, not really good, in my opinion. I like something more immediately close to where I'm working, right? So that, like the user feedback, that the user would where he would press the button, the feedback when he pressed, the feedback would like come down here, or maybe down here, or somewhere above, or just like always the same spot on top, maybe. I'm not sure, something like that, right? Just not way down to the bottom right. So I'll do it. I'll usually do it in my own way. So let's stop this, and where are we? We're in the app.r. Let's go to our upload module, and we're not going to use show notification. So what we're going to use instead is like a custom UI text. So we're going to use the UI output function. So here I'm going to put it below the action button of start upload, or the upload button. So I'm going to put it here. So this means we can put some dynamic UI in here if some parameters are passed, or like some checks are done, right? So we're in the module, so we have to use namespace, and we're just going to call this the prompt. So this prompts the user, right? User feedback prompt. All right, so we have the output here, and then what are we going to be putting into our output? Well, I'll just make one output. What did I just call the prompt, right? Yeah. And we're going to say render the UI of this. So we can pretty much put anything in here now. Like if you know anything about HTML, we can put all the tags that HTML has, like h1, your data is ready. But the thing is, we kind of want to make it conditional. We only want it if the data is complete. So what I'm going to do now is show you a new reactive, actually, finally. And this is this is a reactive that is just a value, and it's just set. It just lives in this context of this module, and it doesn't really fire when anything happens. It just changes when we set it, but it just means that all the outputs here can use it, and even the file name reactive can use it, or observe event can use the value if we want, right? So we're gonna like leverage that by we're gonna change the reactive value in here and use it in here. So again, I'm just gonna call this reactive value prompt, and I'm gonna just say you are a reactive val. So that's just one single value, and the value of you is well, you're actually gonna be null. I think we're gonna start with nothing, and label. I don't remember if I have to give a label actually. Just gonna do this prompt. I can't remember if that's necessary or not. All right, so the reactive value is null. So we start with nothing. And then again, working in the observe event, we're gonna say input start upload. You are gonna start, the prompt is gonna come when this thing has been, when we have pressed the upload button, right? And the table has been written. So we'll just say prompt. And now we're not doing like usually do in R, putting up arrow like this and then saying this is the prompt or anything. We are, funnily enough, we're changing the value by putting it inside the here. So because the prompt up here is a reactive, we still use this the parentheses, but we change the value within it by putting the value that we wanted to change to within here. So we're going to use paste again, and we're going to say input, what was it, upload name, and then we're going to say was uploaded to the database, like that. And I'm going to save that. So when this runs, it changes the prompt. And now we just have to use it here. Prompt. All right, so now it's going to, whoops. It's going to output this. Well, I kind of want it to be in some, maybe an H4 size. So if you remember, this is the header 4 size. Maybe that's too big, maybe it's too little. I'm not sure. Let's just put it 5. But we don't want this to be shown if the prompt is 0, right? Or if it's nothing. That would be, well, yeah, we might get an error if we just say show null. So what we're gonna say is if prompt is nothing, and we say is null, like that. If it isn't nothing, then we use this. I think this is good enough. Maybe do like this. So it says, as long as the prompt is not nothing or null, then we show the prompt in its H5 size. All right, I'm gonna save this. Let's see if it works. All right, we're gonna upload the empty cars. Upload. Empty cars.tsv was uploaded to the database. Great, so it comes right here. Now it doesn't have any color or anything, but I mean we can definitely do this. Do that if we want with some styling. We might be doing that later. But first of all, let's do some validation, because I mean we already know this dataset has been uploaded hundreds of times now, right? And if you go to, whoops, where is it? Here, yeah. So the data that we have, we know it's here. It's been here all the time. I mean, it gets re-uploaded, so that's why the date is the newest. But I mean, yeah. So we want to we don't want to upload the same data all the time, right? Like we might override some sensitive data. So we have to just check first, and then we're going to change our prompt to that. So where were we? We're going to be in the module, and then we say, okay, so we're going back to when we press the start button, we say, okay, request the input module, and then before we write something, we want to say, check if it exists already, right? So say, if, and then what we want, hopefully this has been called by then, right? So we have the file names right here. Let's try it. File names. That's all the file names we have. So we say all right, I'm just gonna make this a bit cleaner. Sorry about that. So the name of we're just gonna compare the name of the uploaded data. So this might be like empty cars, and then we're gonna ask, is it within the file names data? And that's here. That just lists all the files that are in the data folder. And then we say If yes, do something. Else, do nothing. Actually, yeah, else is will. Okay, if it isn't there, we're gonna write that here. But if it is there, then we're gonna write another message, right? So we just say prompt here. So we just say input upload name. So this is when the data that they are uploading already exists in our database. That was air quotes if you didn't hear that. We'll say it does already exist within the database. Dot. All right. And then we could maybe have like this is a warning and the other one isn't a warning or something like that, right? Let's, I mean, we could color it red or green or whatever. But right now we're just doing some validation. All right, let's run again and do this. And empty cars, are you here? Oh, okay, it did not work. Empty cars TSV was uploaded to the database, so it did not work. So this might be a problem. It's maybe because file names in file names. So file names hasn't been called yet. Maybe it just comes right after. We have to request. No, that would just stop it from working. So we can't stop it. We almost. This is bad. We have to find some cleaner way first. But we're gonna do this. This is not the cleanest way. Believe me. From where data. So, right. Let's just run this. Just to make sure. Yeah. So now we're actually calling it twice. We're calling it here. And we're calling the list of files here, and we already have it living as a reactive. We should be using this. Maybe we can get away by changing this to a reactive, and let's see. I'm not sure. We're just gonna, right now, we're just gonna do this just to see if it works, and then we'll wrap this up. All right, let's run it again. I'm just gonna remove these. Oh, there's nothing. Okay, empty cache, upload, and it breaks. Great. Error in prompt, unused argument. What is going on? I'm doing all the mistakes today. Okay, I am not living in a paste, that's why. Paste 0. Somebody probably saw that and screamed at me, and I'm sorry about it. Let's try it again. This is just a part of debugging or like implementing something new. There is 99% chance that there will be some mistake. Or so many. All right, finally it works. And well, we can't really check if it's, maybe we can see here if it's, so 1628 and it's 1630 right now. So it did work. It didn't upload the data. Great. So that's validation and that's user feedback and putting the validation in the user feedback. So great. Next stop might be gonna make it more visually pleasing, or we'll move to something else. We'll see. Well, thanks for watching and see you.